All right, shalom to the elect. I want to start by giving all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right, and Yahweh is the heavenly. What I said was, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, who is the heavenly Father, in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, every well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. And this is a I wanted to go into it because I seen this pop up here, right? So, regarding Trump and this deportation agenda that he has for his first day in office, okay? And it caught my eye when this part came up, right? This is from the New Republic news, I guess. I'll just say from the news line. I'll say it like that. But it says Trump expands his deportation threats to include U.S. citizens, right? It says Trump is very okay with deporting U.S. citizens to achieve his grim vision for America. The president-elect sat for a testy, nearly hour-long interview with Meet the Press's Kristen Walker, in which he doubled down on some of the cruelest parts of his day one platform. I don't want to be breaking up families. So the only way you don't break up the family is you keep them together and you have to send them all back, Trump said. Even kids who are here legally, Walker asked, and he says, we have to have rules and regulations. You can always find something out like, this doesn't work. That doesn't work, Trump continued. I'll tell you what's going to be horrible when we take a wonderful young woman who's with a criminal and they show the woman being taken out or they want her out, and your cameras are focused on her, she's crying as she's being taken out of our country, and the public turns against us. But we have to do our job, and you have to have a series of standards and a series of laws, and in the end, look, our country is a mess. All right. Let me just read this last paragraph. It says, the president-elect calmly acknowledged how evil, damaging, and unpopular the policy would be to American families. But he seems to think that deporting the entire families rather than separating them at the border like he did in his first term would be more palatable. Regardless of how he tries to do it, the largest deportation operation in American history is likely to be a painful mess, especially given that he wants to send deportees back to random countries. The president-elect also wants to end one of the most basic tenets of the Constitution, birthright citizenship. All right. So pretty much what Trump wants to do is, instead of sending just the what he calls illegal immigrants back, to their countries or wherever, right? Instead of, just sending them away, he would rather include anyone that's in their family, even if they live here. All right. I believe another article has said that too. Okay. And then this came up today, right? This article from News Nation, it says Trump to strip ICE restrictions to enforce mass deportation. It says President-elect Donald Trump plans to provide ICE agents with more authority to take illegal immigrants into custody in places like churches and hospitals as soon as he takes office as part of his mass deportation efforts to secure the southern border. So what he's saying is Trump is going to give ICE more authority to take these illegal immigrants. For example, say you got some so-called illegal immigrants, right, in a church or a hospital. So Trump is going to give these ICE people the authority to go in there and take them, okay? And it's going to be by force, all right? It says NBC News reported that Trump is set to scrap restrictions that date back to 2011 that restrict ICE officials from apprehending immigrants in sensitive locations, such as churches, schools, and medical facilities. Sources told NBC that Trump plans to rescind the long-standing policy on the first day in the White House. Let me see. Let me read a little bit more. It says the policy requires a supervisor at sensitive locations to sign off on immigrants who are in the U.S. illegally to be taken into federal custody. The policy also removes extenuating circumstances such as national security, terror threats, and the arrest of a dangerous felon who would still require proper removal. All right. Let me see what else. All right. So pretty much, he has, he wants to do this, right? Now, another article, right, said when he gets in office, you see it right here, Trump confirms plan, and this came out November 18th, 2024, says Trump confirms plan to declare national emergency, use military for mass deportations. And that would be something. So, like, I guess it's safe to say, don't be surprised that you see, military soldiers going into different places searching for these, so-called immigrants, man, and take rounding families up and taking them off. Now, what does that sound like? All right. However, something the brother, Baquar Ahmad had posted, right? And the apostles been talking about this way before all this even kicked up, right? Which is what's known as Rex 84. Okay? Now, what the fuck? Slovakia. All right? But Rex 84 says Rex 84B, short for Readiness Exercise 1984 Bravo, was a classified scenario and drill developed by the United States federal government to detain large numbers of United States residents deemed to be national security threats listen to this, in the event that the president declared a national emergency. So, in other words, this Rex 84 is as it says, a drill that they would use to detain, right, U.S. residents or citizens, all right, that are deemed to be national security threats, right, if the president ever declared a national emergency. And Trump said on day one, he's going to declare a national emergency. All right. So this could very well be Jacob's trouble. All right. It says the scenario envisions state defense forces rounding up 500,000 undocumented Central American residents and 4,000 American citizens whom the U.S. Attorney General had designated as national security threats as part of the secret continuity of government program. These people will be detained in 22 military bases and concentration camps run by the Federal Emergency Management Agency. And that is, and what's short for that? FEMA. Have not we been talking about FEMA camps? Have we not been saying that for years, man? Okay. Who's not to say they would, consider us as national security threats? Trump already knows about us. All right. He said there's prophets that say that there is that the world is going to end in the Middle East. He knows about us, man. Okay. So, oh man. All right. Let me just look up what a concentration camp is, just for just for edification's sake, man. Let me look it up. Concentration camps. All right. So the concentration camp is a form of internment camp for confining political prisoners or politically targeted demographics such as members of a national or minority ethnic groups on the grounds of state security or for exploitation or punishment. See? You go to this place and you get, they could so-called punish you, right? To these concentration camps, man. All right? We've been talking about this, man. Okay? And this could definitely be Jacob's trouble coming. This is Jeremiah. Let me get it real quick. Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. I'm going to read that in the NLT. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved. Okay? So, and then when you look in the Hebrew, right, it says, just, a little Hebrew, it says, Hawaya, meaning alas, Kaya, meaning for, God the wall, meaning great, Ha-Yawum, Ha meaning the, Yawum meaning day, Ha-Ha-Wa'ah, all right, meaning that. So, alas, for great the day that, and it says Ma'ayan. Let me see what that means. Ayan meaning nothing or not. All right. So Ma'ayan meaning not. It says Kamawa, or like it. Yeah. Like it. And it says wa'ith, wa. I'm reading right here now. Wa meaning and ith meaning time, and time, right? Then here it says tazarah, which means trouble. Okay? And this is something, you can just, look up these words like this and go to the Bible to, help understand your Hebrew. All right? It says, so far we have, alas, for great the day that none like it, and time, trouble. It says haya'ah. Let's see what that means. It. Okay. Hawa'ah, haya'ah, meaning it. Says Salakia. So continuing here, it says it. Then here it says la, which means two, and then Yaquab, meaning Jacob. So reading it again, alas, for great the day that none like it, and time, trouble. What is it? To Jacob. So a time of trouble is coming to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, man. All right? This is the time known as Jacob's trouble that's about to come. Okay? And who's not to say that it could start kicking off when this man Trump, a.k.a. Nero, gets in office. Okay? So, yeah, I really, just wanted to bring that out, okay, because once again, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and like-minded brothers on down been talking about, this Rex 84, man, for a long time. I remember, I believe it was on one of the posters. I could be wrong, Slovakia. However, all right, So, and the thing is, people, have been calling us conspiracy theorists or whatever for saying like FEMA camps and things like that. But does not this sit here say these people, talking about the people the government would deem as a national security threat, says would be detained at 22 military bases and concentration camps run by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, talking about FEMA. Okay? So AKs or FEMA camps, okay? And the thing is, man, another thing with you think about how the migrants and everything got here in the first place. The Lord is the ultimate chess player, man. The Lord allowed Biden to do all that. Allow the border to be opened up. All right, so all these people could come into America. All right, you've been hearing about migrants, causing chaos and trouble a little bit, right? What if the Lord just allowed that to happen, so he could bring, so this way he could, this could be a step toward bringing his wrath, okay? And another thing too, a lot of you migrants and you people, you Israelites from those other Latin countries and everything, you came to America. Some of you to receive the truth, and a lot of you for destruction. Okay, this is the book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 8, and it says, "And it shall come to pass that in all the land which is America, in all the land of America, that saith the Lord." So the Lord is the one that says this. "Two parts therein shall be cut off and die," meaning 2/3 of the nation of Israel, 2/3 of you so-called black, Hispanic, Native Americans that live in this land of America are going to die here. It says, "But the third shall be left therein." Okay, and this is the thing. Not only is Trump, remember, Trump also said, all right, because Southern Kingdom, you so-called blacks, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians, thinking you safe. Remember, Trump talked about giving the police maybe, I think, an hour or a day, to pretty much, to stop crime, brutally, pretty much. All right, this is the man that's about to get back in office, man. All right, so it's very interesting just to watch how these things are going to go down. This is Isaiah 45:7. "I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, do all these things." So the Lord is the one that does these things. Isaiah 45:7 in the NLT. "I create the light and make the darkness. I send good times and bad times. I, the Lord, am the one who does these things." See? The Lord speaks through his prophets, man. And the Lord been speaking through his prophets even now. Okay, but the Lord spoke through the prophet Isaiah to tell us that he's the one that does these things, man. He sends the good times and the bad times. Okay? And the Lord is about to bring bad times upon the planet Earth, man. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. And starting at verse 1, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." And that's what the Great Millstone has been doing a lot, As Apostle Tahar says, Great Millstone is the camp of prophets. Okay? Verse 2, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So these scriptures are faithful and true, man. All right? And you Israelites out there that listen to us, when we speak, man. All right, we're not just speaking our own words. We will never speak, from just our or whatever we want to say. No, all right, we speak according to the words of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right, verse 3. I'm talking about when I say we're talking about us brothers here in Great Millstone. Verse 3: "Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity, meaning disbelief, of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." Verse 5. Here's the point. "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So this is what the Lord is bringing on the earth, man. All right, this is what He's bringing. People thought stuff was gonna go back to normal. We just had a little, had a little season. All right, the Lord brought a little season to pass. All right, but now don't think, because matter of fact, let me get this. Because Jacob's trouble ain't going nowhere. It's going to happen. All right? It has to happen for it to pass. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. 2nd Ezra 16. Starting at verse 1. "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? That's a rhetorical question, you know? Okay? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? Not Donald Trump. May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? See? And who knows what the apostles are going to coin next 2025, man. We just got to wait and see. All right? We just got to wait and see. But, hey, so, that was pretty much it. All right? Oh, actually, no, let me get all the meat off the bone. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to reign and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. All right? And the Lord is bringing a time of war. Okay? It's a part of the prophecies, man. All right? Actually, I'm going to end it with this. Numbers 23 and 19 in the NLT. Because all these prophecies the Lord spoke, man. So, and they're going to happen. It says, Yahweh is not a man, so he does not lie. He is not human, so he does not change his mind. Has he ever spoken and failed to act? And the answer is no. Has he ever promised and not carried it through? And again, the answer is no. So everything the Lord said he's going to do, he's going to do. All right? Including bring Jacob's trouble to pass. So, hey, I just wanted to, because, and the thing is, right, and this is how the Spirit be sometimes, you be, you playing in the lesson somewhere, all right, but then the Spirit, wants you carry on, okay? And I was going to bring this up, too, because, Donald Trump is just a man, right? And I was thinking about this, meditating on this the other day. This is Proverbs 21:1. I'm going to read it in the NLT. The king's heart, meaning, and you should know that word heart in the Hebrew is lab, which means mind. So the king's mind is like a stream of water directed by the Lord. He guides it he guides it wherever he pleases. So the Lord is the one that is in control of all these rulers' minds. Okay, even our minds. It's not a ruler. Okay? So the Lord is going to bring his will to pass. Okay, a ruler is someone who is in control of a country, all right? And his decisions affect the people that live in the country, all right? And he has to think about his decisions before he makes them. And the ruler's mind, the king's heart, is in the hand of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So who's really in control? Okay? So, yeah. So with that, I just wanted to bring that to, Salaki, I just wanted to, mention that as well. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that indeed do rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. Shalom to the elect.